Another solid night for the second unit. I'll just ask broadly what that opens up for you as a coach and does for the squad as a whole.
It keeps the minutes, at a good place. I mean, that's most important in the sense of the long run of this. But it also gives us a good indication of what we can and can't do with lineups. And it's not going to be Jamal every night with that unit. Right now it is. It just adds flexibility to what we're doing. And I was really proud. I put Spencer in for 30 seconds, and he plays unbelievable defense. And I said that before the game. It's just guys just have to be patient with their opportunities when they come. And when they do come, you have to give everything you have. And that unit has a chance to be successful as we work our way through what the best actions are for that unit. Jamal and Valanciunas are very good in the pick and roll. We have to keep finding ways for Tim to get looks, and then Bruce does his thing. He just kind of finds a way. I thought Peyton's activity tonight was great. He screened well. He got on the rim. Everyone's going to talk about his dunk, which was a highlight play. But he had multiple times where he explored the paint with the roll, and that allows you to produce offense behind it. So a lot of good stuff.
What areas have you noticed that Peyton has improved coming into this season?
Ball handling, strength, mental toughness, which is just confidence in getting older as a player. And he just has to, again, he's the same thing. Even if you're actually playing in the rotation, some nights might be your night where you get 14 points. Some nights you should have a couple of blocks, a great rebound. Whatever equates to winning is really all that really matters. He's been good. And like I said, I think the biggest growth for me is just the maturity overall that has to continue, through a tough season.
Other than the Spencer possession, you left Nikola in with 3 fouls there late in the half. Is that a general philosophy for you in terms of letting guys kind of play through their foul trouble, or is it sort of a specific thing to trust with Jokic? What's your kind of overall thought?
I wouldn't say just Jokic. I'd say the player in general. People that can understand the situation, how to be aggressive without fouling. Because you also don't want to leave somebody out there that just doesn't play, that just lets people lay the ball in. Because what's the point? I thought you did a good job of, impacting Booker's pick and rolls early without using his hands, then getting himself back to the paint. That way he's not committing a fourth foul. He has a high IQ. So, yeah, they could have gone the other way. But to the earlier question, too, if it did go the other way, Valanciunas isn't a bad option.
What's it say about the depth of the team when Nikola has one shot in the first half and you're playing well?
Yeah, and also that's how they guard us, and I do think it's the more weapons you have when people guard us like that, he doesn't have to try to go through 3 bodies to keep us in a game. It's just make the right play. I think he had another triple-double, right? So 14 assists?
Yes.
Yeah, so, he just take 15. Just take what you get, what's given to you. And I think that's who we're going to be, and I think the more we can put that on tape, that we can win games that way, the harder it is to decide to do that. If we can win games just moving the ball and taking the right shot, we'll have a solid season.
Two Aaron Gordon questions. Given the ovation he got before the game, why does this crowd love him so much? And second, why has he never been an all-star to this point in his career?
Yeah, I think the crowd likes him because he dunks a lot, and he had 50 points the other night and the championship and everything else. But I also think it's his personality, just like I know you guys cover our team, so when you interview that guy, whatever you're getting is exactly what he is, and that's hard to find in today's world. Like, he is a genuinely West Coast guy. I love Aaron. I'm from that side of the country, and something to be said for that kind of attitude. You know what? He should have made it a few years ago, in my opinion.
The all-star.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to get, and we were the number 1 seed. You know how that is. Sometimes when winning trumps numbers, and he had such a good first half, but I don't know what the votes are. Those are private, but he had to be close that year. So I know this. He has all-star qualities. He's a winning basketball player. He can morph into whatever you need him to do. Like tonight, he was bringing the ball up. I always bring this up, but what a gift to have a real power forward, like a 90s power forward that actually can handle the ball and initiate NBA offense.
Kind of on the flip side of that, did you have any conversations with Jamal about the importance of starting this season a little faster than he has historically?
Yeah, but again, I think in the past he's had starts that were okay. I think everybody was really into the numbers back then, and now that we've won, I just think it's more about just the mentality of how he's playing and not chasing the numbers where you feel pressure before contracts or why you made an all-star. And some of those questions are kind of ridiculous to me because how many All-Stars haven't won championships? How many All-Stars don't have a triple-double in the finals? How many All-Stars don't have 3 50-point playoff games or whatever the hell he has, 4 or 5? So ask that question sometimes too. Like, yeah, he doesn't go to the glorified pickup game, but the guy is a champion and one of the best players this generation.
You said consistently and mentioned it pregame that it's going to be a learning process for Cam.
Yeah.
He did look more comfortable tonight, especially in some of the actions with Nicola. Did you and the staff make adjustments on that, or is this just a result of the process?
Just the process. You know, we do what we do. Even tonight, one time he stepped up and set a pick on Jokic's guy and got a better feel for where to roll. And he hit the little jumper, stuff like that. You know, that takes game experience. So I will say this was a positive night. We turned the ball over a lot in the second half. The second half sucked. So please print that too. When we had 19 assists, 1 turnover at half, and then I thought we just kicked the ball around for a while. So that can't happen in games against really quality opponents.
There's a play in the second quarter where you had Bruce kind of inlet the ball, Jamal was off ball, and then Jonas was actually in the corner, and he cuts baseline. Do you feel like you're putting guys in different spots throughout the game, and what's kind of your reasoning for doing that, if so?
Yeah, sometimes spacing is determined off just the ATO that we're running. Sometimes it's based off the matchups. You know, that's how Peyton got the dunk, is we wanted to put not the center in the action, but maybe somebody we thought we could roll behind that was on the ball. And then the initiator of the offense a lot of times is just, like I said, the best matchup. I said that pregame. And again, to be honest, we try to do that and we turn it over a lot. So this will be a journey for us in that sense. We have to find ways to get it across half court efficiently. And that sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Because once we're in the half court, a lot of good things happen.
On a night where you guys only make 9 threes, you still score 133. Even when teams know what you're trying to do getting into the paint, how do you still find opportunities to get there?
Just finishing your cut, being okay with you know, not getting the ball when you do it, and then eventually it's going to pay off for you or somebody else. I know we're the outlier in the league. Every year we've talked about shooting more threes. I want to, but if you make 38 free throws and you score 60+ paint points, why would you shoot more threes? So it's like one of those things. And it's going to be it's not every night. But it's nice to have that threat out there with a guy like Tim that can, on any given night, make 8 of them. You know, so I hope we shoot more. But if we win games like this and that's how we win the game, you know, you got to be okay with that.
Coach, you guys had 14 steals tonight.
Yeah.
You only had 14 or more steals, I think, 3 times last year. Just that activity that you talked about and seeing that on defense, what were you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to be more aggressive at the nail than in the past. Some of that, you know, semi-drop coverage allows you to do that. And then you got to be okay with, there's also times where we're aggressive at the nail and, you know, they knocked down above the break threes. And they had some good shooters that made shots, but you can't take away everything in this league. And so trying to protect the paint and our coverages is most important. And we think by doing that, it allows more aggression at that nail position, more guys to, you know, get their hands on the ball, less of our 5s having to rotate around and be more towards the basket. Then you got rotational guys that should be flying around, you know. And not to mention, I thought we had really active hands. But, yeah, that has to be who we are. You know, it has to be a team-based defense that has great activity that covers for each other.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.